Welcome. Today I will be paraphrasing, summarizing, and sharing for the February 2nd Al-Anon readings in Courage to Change and a little time for myself. We'll begin with a serenity prayer and 3 mindful breaths. God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, courage to change the things I can, and wisdom to know the difference. Take a moment to look this over. The question of the day is, how are awareness, acceptance, and action useful in my life today? Awareness, acceptance, and action. The passage begins with this person talking about abuse and its many forms, and how learning about awareness, acceptance, and action really helped them in their situation. With awareness, they discovered that emotional abuse was affecting them and their part in the situation. Acceptance was not about accepting unacceptable behavior, but it was understanding that the person who was abusing them was probably doing the only thing that they knew how to do. The action was for this person to leave the relationship, because this person knew that they could never change the other person. Today's reminder, when we're in a situation that doesn't feel good, we can use awareness, acceptance, and action to figure out what to do next. And the quote is from Courage to Change, that awareness, acceptance, and action takes time, but it is helpful. How are the 3 A's, awareness, acceptance, and action, useful in my life today? I probably use awareness, acceptance, and action every day in little ways, but the biggest ways that I used it was when I decided to retire. I became aware of how I was feeling about the work I was doing and the time I was putting in and the place in my life where I'm at chronologically, and accepting that it was time to change. And then the action was planning to retire and doing all of the work that was required to make that happen. But even like with my eye infection, I was aware that, first I became aware that there was a bump on my lower eyelid. And when I closed my eyes, I could feel it, like there was something there that shouldn't be there. And I did what I knew to do. I put a warm compress on it several times a day. And then eventually, 4 or 5 days later, I had to accept the fact that it wasn't getting better. And my action was I called the doctor and uh, went to the doctor, see what they had to say. It was indeed infected, and I needed to take antibiotics, which, thank goodness, we have antibiotics. I try not to take them unless I absolutely need them, and I feel like I absolutely needed it. So I guess that's my latest example, but not really, because I'm thinking about like today. I'm trying to like get things done because the past week has been like today is a Sunday. I started not like my eyes started to not feel well last Saturday evening. So it's been what, like 9 days? Well, 8 days. So I'm still trying to catch up and get like back to a normal type of schedule. So that means like moving my body, it means exercising, it means going food shopping, it means just kind of keeping a little to-do list of things that I want to do. It means catching up on making my videos because yesterday I was just too tired. I volunteered and I didn't have any energy to do anything else. Normally I would volunteer, come home, have lunch, have a cup of coffee, and then make my videos. Instead, I slept all afternoon. I needed it. I'm sure I needed it. So, so I guess I use awareness, acceptance, and action all the time. You probably do too. It's good to understand that it's not always quick. Like some of the examples I said were quick, but a lot of them take a significant amount of time depending on the situation. Okay, ooh, this has a tab. This page has a tab on it. It'll take me a minute to look this over. Hmm. I love this. So, this is about live and let live. It's also about humility to me. The passage begins with being aware of not putting people above me or below me. It's a fellowship because we are all equal, and our higher power is in the center of it all. We look people in the eye, we're honest. Talks about being humble, not being judgmental. Today's reminder tells us that our thoughts are our teachers. We want to love and appreciate ourselves and others. And we want our thoughts. Oh, it says our thoughts are our teachers, so we want to choose loving and appreciative thoughts because that's what directs us. That makes perfect sense. The quote is from This is Al-Anon, and it talks about live and let live. So don't criticize, judge, condemn, retaliate. Talks about tolerance rooted in love. That's beautiful. It reminds me of I don't know why, but it's reminding me of something that I've been thinking of doing for a long time, and I couldn't do it when I was working full time because I was just way too busy. And now that I'm retired, I'm thinking that now is probably a good time to try doing that, and that is to be more active in my local area, like in my local government, um, in the town that I live in. And I'm not sure. Kind of feel like I want to. I guess I definitely want to give it a try because as I was just saying, I think I want to give it a try. There was a voice inside me is like, no, you definitely want to give it a try. So, oh, that's good. All right. So I'm going to this week going to find out how to go about being a town meeting member. So it's so funny. The town that I lived in for many, many years, like 45 years, you could just go to a town meeting and vote. You could speak, you could vote, you could do whatever you wanted. You just had to be a resident of that town. But in the town that I live in now, you can't speak at town meetings and you can't vote at town meetings unless you're a town meeting member. And when I first moved to this town, there was an issue going on, and I felt pretty strongly about it, and I was going to go to town meeting and vote. And then I found out that I couldn't. I mean, I could go to town meeting, but I couldn't vote. So then I was thinking, oh gosh, do I really want to be involved in that? And now I'm thinking, I think I've got to give it a shot. I think I do want to do that. But it kind of reminds me of this: like nobody's better, nobody's greater than, nobody's less than. We're all on equal footing, and like my voice is just as important as anybody else's voice. So that's what this made me think of today. You know, I'll see how that process goes because today town hall is closed, but tomorrow it will be open, so I can get the necessary information to move forward in that. And the other thing is that makes me feel good about service. You know, in Al-Anon, we're taught a lot about service within our program, but also outside of our program. So I feel like um, I'm doing service in Al-Anon. I'm doing service by volunteering, and now I would be doing more service. And this is a form of volunteering. I wouldn't be paid for any of the work that I did in the town. Um, so it's just another level of service. So at the very least, a very good learning experience, probably. All right, we'll close out with the Serenity Prayer and 3 mindful breaths. Here we go. God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, courage to change the things I can, and wisdom to know the difference. Itchy nose. Thank you so much for joining me today. I look forward to seeing you again tomorrow. Sending you love. Take care.